Oh, yeah, I think it's lackluster, right? I hope I spelled his name right. I think my favorite might be Watt though. Huh. You know what? I do like Watt. Let's see. Lakitu. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Not the light bulb. Shit. I think it's too long. Okay. That'll do. Okay, good. I know now I need to go in more detail. Yeah, I think that should do. um, okay, hopefully that'll work. Wait a minute. Now, I'm not sure if anyone is gonna be viewing this live stream, but I wanted to do a reaction of Press A because I seen a couple of his videos and I thought they were interesting since he basically does these cool challenges that are mostly more related, right? And this one he posted is how many times our partners needed to be Paper Mario for the N64 because I did play this back when I was in middle school, and it has 36,000 views, right? In the past day, and the video is almost an hour long. And I wanted to take my time to basically react to it and maybe snack on some peanut. But probably until someone gets here, I'll snack on some. Well, there's not much peanut butter I have left, and I'll probably eat some goldfish with it. And I thought I could basically share the screen so that for those that may stumble upon by, because I finally had the mental courage to even add a thumbnail for once. This one that I find from Pinterest that may be fitting, and just to share my thoughts of it. I don't understand how Sushi could basically Mario walking on water as though he is Moses, and Sushi being maybe Moses herself, because Sushi's a female, FYI, to basically float midair. That's really interesting. And he basically tagged with this username Kex that basically find this really cool challenge. I'm surprised that this is possible in the game as a glitch.
She beat the entire game only using partners 7 times.
Only 7 times?
You're constantly using partners who solve puzzles, navigate the world, and kill enemies. You only needed them 7.
How does that work?
No, he did not just use Ace and Warp.
Oh, he's cute. So that's who he is?
No. To achieve this number, he had to pull off some of the most insane shit I've
Oh!
seen in Paper Mario game. Guys, this makes my beating Paper Mario backwards video
What?
Like child's play.
Backwards?
Well, just watch and find out.
Okay, I haven't seen that one, man. Interesting.
Guys, if you think Sony killing physical games is super lame,
it is.
Like this video. Also, subscribe if you have.
Yeah, I already liked the video. Good. And my brother and I, we just have a conversation about it because why the heck should we get rid of physical copies? That's the main point or the main existence of gaming. That's just doesn't make any sense if we basically would get rid of it that way.
We're trying to reach 200K by the end of the year, and it'd be really cool if we could do that.
Yeah, I know he will. This.
Okay, so before we get into it, let's quickly go over the rules of this challenge. Well, I guess rule because there's only one. don't use partners in any way. So
What?
Cats can't use them in combat or out of it. If he needs to solve a puzzle or beat an enemy, he has to use Mario.
You're
It's
kidding.
really that simple. Now, with that being said, let's get into the run. So, Paper Mario's tutorial involves Mario visiting Peach's castle, beating Bowser,
Yes.
losing said fight,
Yes.
then falling down into Goomba Village.
Yes.
All of which you don't have a partner for, so we'll just be skipping right over it. In fact, I'll be skipping over the entire tutorial to do with Goomba as well.
Is this basically the prologue?
While Goomba is a partner, he doesn't actually do anything in the overworld or in combat. The only thing of interest Cats does here is a trick called Junior Troopa Skip, where he uses something called LZS, or Loading Zone Storage, to take the loading zone on the same frame he grabs a hammer from his bush,
Interesting.
skipping the Junior Troopa fight completely. This is just done to save time, by the way, since beating Junior Troopa with Mario is the intended way to do the fight. And don't worry, I'll go more in depth on LZS later in the video, because, trust me, this will not be the last time you'll be seeing it. Oh yeah, he also grabs this doll, which is actually very important.
Yes.
But again, I'll get into that later.
For Goomba.
The tutorial now over, Cats gets his very first partner of the run, Goombario. But don't get too attached to Goombario, because we literally will be using him one. Even this beginning section of the game, where you're supposed to use him, Cats does just fine without him. Using 2 power jumps and a fire flower, he's able to take out the Goomba Bros no problem. And by hitting this Goomba tree to kill the Goomba Bros again, and using some more power jumps, he's able to take out the Goomba Gang without Goombario's help. After the prologue is complete, your next
The
step
Star
is
Summit?
to head to the Shooting Star Summit, talk to the Star Spirits, then bump into
Twink,
who will give
yes.
you the Lucky Star, which is an item that allows you to do action commands. Shortly after, you get ambushed by Magic Koopa, who is easy to take out with a couple of jumps.
AK Kamek.
Next, the game wants you to head to Chapter 1 by getting Merlin to move these black toads, blocking your way. That takes too much time though, so instead, Cats is going to do something called Black Toad Skip. By spinning at this toad and hammering, Cats can clear himself out of bounds.
You're kidding
This
me.
is because when Mario comes in contact with NPCs, they will push him slightly. Combine this with the fact that using the hammer allows Mario to ignore object collision, and you can clip out of bounds.
That's neat.
Next, Cats falls into the void and holds right, which will cause the game to spawn him right behind the toads, where he can hit the loading zone for the next area.
Interesting.
Just like Junior Troopa Skip, this is done just to save time and doesn't actually require any partner uses. So now that Cats has successfully entered Chapter 1, he heads to the store in Koopa Village to buy 5 PAL blocks, which we'll need for later. Then
Which is the boss fight of the 4 Koopa Troopas, aka the TMNT's ripoffs that you would see. Also, I find it interesting how the background, those little cute cubes, they look like diamonds. I don't know why. I always find the Paper Mario art style so unique.
one of the hardest traits in the game. Normally to progress to the Koopa Bros Fortress, you have to save Cooper Shell from these fuzzies so he joins your party, then you can use him to hit the switch so this bridge appears. But Koopa Skip, the trick Cats is about to perform, skips all of this. And guess what? It uses LCS again. But don't worry, this time I'll actually explain how it works. So these little areas at the edge of the current screen you're on are called loading zones.
Right.
They're used to transition Mario to the next room.
Right.
But they can only do this if Mario is on the ground for at least 2
Wait, did he say
frames.
Mario?
So
I love
if
it.
you jump into the loading zone and are only on the ground for 1 frame, then jump again, you can move around the current screen with the loading zone stored. However, you have to perform frame-perfect jumps to pull this off. Because if you ever touch the ground for more than 1 frame, you'll take the loading zone no matter where you are. This is what makes LCS so hard. The game runs at 30 frames a second, which means you can only be on the ground for 1/30th of a second.
That's
and
hard.
To do most LCS tricks, you have to do that multiple times. It's so hard, in fact, that it was the only trick I couldn't pull off when I attempted to beat this game backwards 2 years ago.
Interesting.
The max I ever got was like 2 or 3 jumps in a row after hours of trying. So yeah, LCS is extremely hard. What makes Koopa Skip even worse is that you have to do half of the LCS jumps completely blind. Let me explain. You first have to perform LCS jumps so you can get into the loading zone and then fall out of bounds. Just like the Black Toad Skip, the game will warp you back to solid ground, just slightly out of bounds this time. The problem is, during this transition, the Game will place Mario back at the top, but the screen will lag behind. So you have to continue these LCS jumps completely blind until the screen catches up.
That's hard.
If not, you'll take the loading zone and have to start the trick all over.
That's
again.
hard.
Now, Cats has to fall into the void once again and basically do the same thing. Which will
Oh.
allow him to fall down one more time and take the loading zone. Now, maybe this didn't seem that bad, but just know it can take a runner multiple hours to even hit this trick
You're
once.
kidding me.
Cats was able to do it in only 30 minutes, which is actually
Still
pretty
long.
good, but yeah, this trick is brutal. With Cooper Skip now done, we can make our way to the Koopa Bros Fortress without Cooper, and more importantly, without any partner uses. But we're not going to be here for long. Cats only came here for 3 things. He needs the Power Bounce badge, which he grabs shortly after entering the fortress, and he needs a key.
Did he just spend a while without having to use Bombette?
Normally to get Bombette, you have to fight through a bunch of Koopa Troopas to get this key, then use it to open this door, which leads to a trap, then you have the trigger to fall down into this jail cell.
Oh.
But for the same reason we grabbed this peach doll earlier, we actually want to keep this key. So instead, Cats does a trick called Staircase Skip, where he jumps off this staircase, leaving through the floor below.
What?
He hits the void, which lands him on the bottom floor.
How?
Since he's out of bounds, he can jump off into the void again, which will this time spawn him at the top floor, where you can take the door leading to the trap room. This door is actually the door at the top of this room, but since the game assumes you'll always enter,
I'm surprised that's how these gamers do their speed runs.
you can take the door leading to the trap room. This door is
Also, that is pretty neat how they actually have a built like well, okay, it looks like it's all one room, but it's not, right? Because I forgot that there is a black bar here, so it looks as though this is the full map, which, or at least of this section, which it is. Oh, but pardon me, but they divided it. That's pretty smart. I gotta say this. And Paper Ball 64 has 2 sides. Is either one of the best turn-based RPGs, or a broken mess held together by duct tape, depending on how you plan on playing it. Yeah, I do agree with that. And really kept that promise for one video at the start of the Yoshi's Island bit. It went right back to the Mario old grind. Interesting. Mario, yep, pretty much. Yep, I knew he would say Mario. I'm thinking like, yeah, why is he saying that? Interesting. Dan and saying Mario as Mario. A tale as old as time. If I ever heard the bros say Mario, I would be floored. Thanks for that Paper Mario video. It's my favorite title. Oh, N64 title. Oops. Right. Who cares if he's doing it for likes? So what? Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Mario myself. Wait, he's from Colorado? Wait. Oh, wait, you talk about the Koopa. What? Okay, that's in the 1353 mark.
The door at the top of this room, but since the game assumes you'll always enter this room through the key door at the bottom, it just puts you there. So, yeah, he triggers a trap, gets Bombette to join his party, and uses a partner for the first time in this run. There is no known way to escape this room without Bombette, so Cats has to use her to escape. And she's also needed for later in the run, so unfortunately, as of right now, hitting her is mandatory for this challenge.
Right.
Either way, all Cats has to do now is kill the ball bombs and Koopa with a fire flower in this mandatory fight, then take out all the Koopas leading to the key with the POW blocks he bought earlier. So yeah, now he has the key and Bombette, which means he can leave Koopa Bros Fortress and return to Toad Town. Just a quick aside, even though he never built the bridge to the Koopa Bros Fortress, the bridge is actually there when he comes back. This is because Paper Mario has a system where the game will set the world to a certain state if the player achieves certain goals. So when Cats rescued Bombette, it put the game in a mid-Chapter 1 state. The game is basically assuming that since you're in the Koopa Bros Fortress and have rescued Bombette, that you must have built the bridge leading there. So it essentially just builds it for you. But yeah, this state thing comes into play once again as soon as Cats makes it back to Toad Town. Normally, once you finish Chapter 1, these mods blocking off the lower section of Toad Town will be removed. But since we're in a Chapter 1 state, the logs are still there.
Interesting.
Which means Cats will have to perform one of Super Mario's most well-known tricks, log skip. To perform log skip, Cats gets out of bounds using NPC pushing and a hammer combo once again,
What?
then falls up into the void and performs a specific combination of inputs which causes him to perform a variation of LZS. Since the loading zones in the game extend infinitely upwards and downwards, he's able to hit them while falling into the void. Now, a weird thing happens when you hit a loading zone from a spot you're not supposed to. It actually causes Mario's position when he enters the next room to be changed. So if Cats does it right, he can hit the loading zone from a weird spot, which actually causes Mario to fall out of bounds in the next room, which makes the game spawn him on some ground just past the logs. So now that he's past the logs, Cats can actually make his way to Chapter 2. But before he does that, he grabs a magical seed from this flower guy, which he'll need to enter Chapter 6 later. Also, entering Chapter 2 isn't so easy. The only way to get there is by using this train. And there's unfortunately a boulder blocking it that you're supposed to use Bombette to get rid of.
Of course.
Now, there is another way to destroy this boulder that doesn't involve Bombette, but that will require you getting to Chapter 2 through the sewers, which requires breaking this stone block, which you need the Super Hammer or Ultra Hammer or Ultra Boots to do, all of which need one partner use. But either way, after one Bombette use, we are now officially in Chapter 2. Another chapter will be leaving very shortly. This is because Cats only needs a couple of things here. He needs some more key items, and he needs another Miracle Seed. The Miracle Seed being the main reason he came here. So yeah, he performs a trick called Rock Climb to jump up all these rocks, which really just saves time over going down the slide to the right. Then he grabs the Damage Dodge badge, letter that's also over here, and finally another letter that's in the last area of Mount Rugged. Now, all he has to do is grab the magic seed and he can head back to Toad Town. The only problem is, you need Parakarry to cross this gap leading to the seed. And we aren't even going to get Parakarry in this run, never mind use him, so Cats needs to find another way around. Luckily, there is one, and it's called Parakarryless Seed. Basically, there's a little gap.
Right, I wonder if this live stream is not working because I put on private. Yeah, you probably do need to start over. Yeah, I'm gonna need to start over.